Hi there, I'm Melinda. Thanks for tuning in to today's vlog episode all about smoothies. One of my favorite things to talk about, and definitely some of my favorite things to eat or drink, I guess, in this case. So if you know me or you're close to me, you know that I love smoothies, and I drink mine for breakfast primarily, but I also kind of have them once in a while for snacks on the weekends or that sort of thing as well. So more as a meal replacement. The reason I love smoothies, there's a whole lot of reasons, but I guess the top ones really are you can get a ton of nutrition in a really nice, tight little package. It makes it super easy to create a breakfast in the morning that's very nutrition dense and easy and quick and just grab and go. Another reason is that your nutrition is really easily absorbed by your body because everything's been broken down for you already and there's no real digestion that has to happen. So that's excellent. And, you know, I find that for myself, it gives me energy. It makes my skin and hair look better. It's just a whole slew of benefits that you can really get from drinking smoothies. However, not all smoothies are created equal. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk a little bit about today because commercial smoothies, for example. So you talk about booster juice and any kind of those shakes or smoothies or anything like that you can get at the mall. Those are often very different because they are very sugar laden, full of sugar, and they're also full of things like flavored yogurts. So high fructose corn syrup might be involved, which we all know is. And you've also got ice cream or frozen yogurt or anything like that. So you have all these extra added calories and fat that you really don't want lurking in a smoothie, which is supposed to be giving you nutrition, you know? So if you're going to pay the price, because those smoothies aren't cheap, and you're really looking for something to kind of boost you up, it's probably not the right choice. And I mean, the right choice always is making your own. So I just want to clarify that I'm not really talking about protein shakes or mass building shakes or any of those types of supplemental type shakes or smoothies that you would have before or right after a workout. So those ones are more focused on building mass after you've done a workout or replenishing muscles or anything like that. I'm strictly talking about meal replacement or breakfast smoothies for this episode. If you want to hear more about protein shakes and supplements and that sort of thing for pre or post workout, I can definitely talk about that at a later date, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below if that's the case. But like I said, for now, we're just going to talk about breakfast smoothies specifically. So like I mentioned, not all smoothies are created equal, and there are a ton of great things that you can put into a smoothie. But there's also a few things that we've been led to believe are good for us that people may put in their smoothies that aren't necessarily the best. Number one is fruit juice. As surprising as this may be, fruit juice a lot of the time is it's loaded with sugar or high fructose levels. So I guess the biggest part about fruit juice is that you're getting the calories without getting the fiber. So when you're getting the whole fruit, yeah, you're getting, you know, the natural sugars from the fruit, but you're also getting all that good stuff, all the fiber and everything that's in there because you're throwing in the whole fruit. In the case of fruit juice, you have all that good stuff removed and you're really just left with the sugary content. Another thing is that when it comes to fruit juice, a lot of it is not actual real juice. A ton of it is from concentrate, and you've also got a lot of fruit drinks that try to pass themselves off as juice, and again, full of sugar, really bad for you. Maybe I should just back up for a second and just talk about, I keep saying sugar is bad, you know, and on all that. And I guess the reason that I want to explain why I keep saying that, when you ingest a lot of sugar, it causes your blood sugar to rise, and then it releases insulin, and potentially increases your level of hunger and cravings. So you're trying to eat something to satiate a hunger, and in return, because of all that sugar or fructose, you're actually making yourself hungrier. So you consume more calories, and it's that vicious cycle. So we can get more into that too at a later date if that's something that the audience kind of wants to hear more about, but we'll just keep going on for now with regards to smoothies. So again, sugar bad, fruit juice bad. Another thing that has been quite trendy lately that we've been led to believe is good for us, again, is agave. So this is a type of nectar that's been touted as natural, organic, and because of those kind of buzzwords, people have been led to believe that agave is good for you. Again, it does contain a very high fructose level with little nutrition. So as a result, sugar, blood spiking, all of that bad stuff happening again. A nice sugar substitute, while we're on the topic, is natural fruit. So if you want to kind of throw some sweetness in there, you want to focus on natural fruit, maybe a splash of honey or a splash of maple syrup. Not too much of that stuff, though. You really can get the sweetness that you need from the fruit alone. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Another thing that people might be throwing into their smoothies thinking that it's good for them is peanut butter. I'm not talking about natural peanut butter, no sugar added, no oils added. That stuff is great for you. So any nut butters that are all natural, and it has to say just peanuts or just almonds on the label. But the craft stuff or the other kind of big name label stuff is full of sugar, full of salt, full of oils, and again, added calories, added fat. You do not want that in your smoothies. The last thing that is a huge no-no is artificial sweeteners. Now, this will be its own kind of vlog post at a later date because there is a lot to say about artificial sweeteners and how awful they are for you and how people use them so inappropriately and so abundantly, and we're killing ourselves using these artificial sweeteners. But for now, I will say that they are extreme neurotoxics and have been known to cause a plethora of health problems in people who consume them on a regular basis. So please do not sweeten your smoothies with Splenda or any kind of artificial sweetener like that. You'll be doing yourself a great disservice and going against what the smoothie is supposed to be, which is, healthy nutrition. So, how do you start then? I've listed all the things that we can't use, but what can we use? How do we start incorporating smoothies into our daily lives? What's the best way to go about doing that? Well, like I said, smoothies are the easiest way to get all of your nutrition in one tight little compartment. So, you really want to focus on adding vegetables because it's an easy way to add veggies into your diet. As weird as it sounds, green smoothies, which I'm sure everyone's heard of by now, it's very trendy and very popular right now. Green smoothies are a great way to get veggies and greens into your diet in abundance without tasting them, without having to consume 5 cups of spinach a day, for people who don't necessarily like that. So if you're starting out with green smoothies, you want to make sure that you're probably doing a 60-40 ratio of fruits to veggies. So when you're starting out, 60% fruits, 40% veggies. So let's say 2 cups of fruits to 1 cup of veggies, because that'll help to give you more of a sweet taste. It'll be easy for you to drink that, and it'll be lovely for you to drink it, and you won't even realize that you're drinking greens, to be honest. You'll also want to start with a milder green, and what I mean by that is that spinach or romaine, those are really nice lettuces to start with because the taste is quite hidden by the fruits if you're not into that kind of greeny taste. Kale is very green tasting, so that might not be the best one to start with, but certainly you can work your way up to that because kale, we all know, is one of the best greens for you. So it would be great to work up to that. When it comes to what to add into your actual green smoothies, you want to either use some sort of liquid base, so water, coconut water, almond milk, something like that, just to kind of give it a bit of depth for in order to be able to mix up in the blender. And you also want to throw a protein in there. So whether that's your almond milk, you can use Greek yogurt. If you're using Greek yogurt, make sure that it's unsweetened or that it's a low-fat Greek yogurt, because again, you don't want to be adding unnecessary fat and calories to those smoothies, which are supposed to be kind of your best meal of the day. You can use nuts in there. You can use nut butters. There's all sorts of different types of solutions for proteins. And to get some more ideas, if you just Google healthy smoothies or protein for smoothies or anything like that, you can find a ton of different suggestions. And there are a number of great resources on the internet that are so easy to find just by Googling, breakfast smoothies or whatever. And there's some really, really great recipes that I used myself. So I say used because I actually use something different now. It's called Shakeology, and it's a powder form of dense nutrition, and it's really my healthiest meal of the day. I use it every morning without fail, just because I find that it's the best thing that works for me. So rather than having to chop up all my veggies and wash them and that sort of thing like I used to, I just use my 1 scoop of Shakeology now, which has 5 servings worth of greens by itself. So I'm not worrying about adding anything extra. I kind of throw in a couple fruits, a banana or some strawberries and some ice and that sort of thing, and I'm good to go. So it's faster for me in the morning. Like I said, it's super dense in nutrition, and it gives me a boost. It gives me energy. It makes me have less cravings, and just overall, a real superfood packed nutritional shake. And so that's why for me, I personally use that now. But you can certainly use whatever works best for you and try out a few different things and try out the green smoothies and versus, and change your recipe a little bit and feel free to try out some full nutritional powders as well if that's something that appeals to you because it's quicker. You really have to just kind of figure out what's best for you and your nutritional needs because we are all different. Some people will need something to kind of rev them up in the morning and get their energy going. Some people will need to take something to give them more B12 or whatever it is that really that you're looking for. Make sure to customize the recipes and find something because there's so much out there that's available. So I really hope that you found this vlog episode informative and helpful, and I really hope that you start to incorporate smoothies into your daily routine, whether it's a couple times a week or experimenting with them on the weekend, and just trying to find some place to put some of that extra nutrition and get into that kind of healthy lifestyle if you're not already there. And so if you like this video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up below this. I would love to hear comments if you've got any. And thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.